Okay, I'm posting this for Nigella4me. That's the title of her YouTube channel. In her latest video, she talked about, she said, she said a couple years older than me. She said when she was younger, back in her 40s, she got divorced and she dated a couple of different guys. She said for a date, she'd take maybe 2 or 3 hours getting all, putting makeup on, getting her hair ready, stuff like that. Putting on fancy clothes. Guys, when they go out on a real date like that, will put on nice clothes. They put on aftershave or something like cologne or something like that. Now, I've never been on a date like that. Now, I have taken different girlfriends to, out to eat. It's generally fast food, so it's not really a real fancy place. And I just wear, as a normal guy, I don't put on any type of makeup or anything like that. I just wear. About 99% of the time, I'm in T-shirt and Levi's. That's about all I've ever worn. Most of my adult life. But I said if we were, well, you're over there in Albuquerque. Now I went through Albuquerque probably about 40 years ago. We stayed the night in Santa Fe. Now this motel that I stayed at, the lady goes, "Hey, continental breakfast tomorrow morning." So I'd never had continental breakfast before. When I got there, coffee and donuts. That's continental breakfast. If you never had a continental breakfast, but it was free. And let's see, the one thing, another thing I remember from Santa Fe. Now, my debit card at the time had a little symbol on there. I don't remember what it was, but I was looking around at different banks that had that same symbol on it, and it was the bank, not the Bank of New Mexico or the Bank of Santa Fe, but it was the bank, which I have no idea if they're still in business or not, but it was the bank. I got enough money for gas and maybe $100 or something, but just so I could pay for. Back then, you could pay cash for a hotel, but they won't do that now. Now they want a credit card because if you wreck the place, they want to be able to. They want to get their money back if you accidentally wreck the place or something. But I said if you're around here, yeah, we wouldn't go out on a fancy date or anything. We'd go out. I'd take you out there to that White Tank Mountain waterfall trail. Now I've got the video here on YouTube. It's from a couple of weeks back. I posted several of the videos. I did some on my phone. I did some on my camera. Now the camera, I didn't have accidentally had the audio turned off on it, so there's no audio from from my camera. But if you search, there's 2 separate videos from the same trip. The White Tank Mountains waterfall hike is something like that. If you want to watch it, now it's an easy hike. It's about a mile out and about a mile back. The waterfall is only there, just right after it rains a whole bunch. All the time, it was kind of moist back in there. And I had my ghost meter. If you see me holding up a little meter, that's my fuel tank meter. That's to find ghosts. It was in my back pocket. Now it's miles from any electrical source. It was beeping in my back pocket. I pulled it out and tried to figure it out. But I'm thinking a ghost would try to hug me or something. That's the only thing I figured out. I had my cell phone, but I didn't have my cell phone close to that meter when it was going off. So it couldn't have been anything. It couldn't have been anything else than a ghost. That's the way I figured. But ghosts don't frighten me. I have no problem with ghosts. Like I said, Chick, if I were there in Albuquerque or if you were here in the valley, I'd take you out to one of those, one of the easy hikes like that waterfall hike. Okay, bye-bye.